This video was made possible by the EA Creator Network. Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today, I am back with another speed build using the new Sims 4 For Rent expansion pack, and we're actually creating a tiny house today. As it's something I always do when we get a new pack, we have to do an installment of the squish, and we got these beautiful new roof pieces that came with this pack, so I knew I wanted to be inspired by this sort of roof shape, and so that is exactly what we are doing here today. I do play around with it quite a bit and try to get the roofing that's underneath these pieces to look correct, and it takes me absolutely ages because if you manipulate the roof after you place these pieces on top, it will adjust the height of them according to the roof, and it is quite frustrating, to be honest. So it does take me a while to figure it out, and I go through a few different color options as well, but in the end I think it comes out so cute. In the end, it is a 1-bedroom 1-bathroom tiny house, and it is on a gorgeous lot right by the water, so I really hope you will enjoy it. If you do and you'd like to download this build, it will be available once the game is out on December 7th. You'll be able to find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi, and you'll also be able to find it under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. So this is pretty much what the roofing is going to look like. At some point, I do take it off and extend the eaves out a little bit further to have a more dramatic sort of roof line. And I think that works out really nicely. You can see me playing with it now, and I end up putting that on the other side as well. So I keep adjusting it on the ground and then like Control Z to go back and then move it, because I really didn't want to have to reset any of those roof pieces, because they by default kind of sit on top of the roof instead of on the roof the way they are right now. And I really liked how it looked here to kind of create a slightly different roof shape than I was seeing in what we were able to do with these pieces automatically. I was seeing some of the shell buildings where they were placed down a little bit further like this, so I was just playing around with it for quite a bit. And at this point, I am now trying to figure out which swatches I want to use. I was thinking of using this dark wood tone to match the roof piece I have now, but I do end up switching it, and it's a lot brighter and lighter. And the reason I did that was just because of wanting this to kind of pop a little bit more, and I feel like there was something that didn't match the rest of the items, if I'm remembering correctly. But regardless, right now I'm going through live edit objects and grabbing so many of these beautiful plants from around the world. There is some amazing stuff in live edit with this pack. I feel like you can say that for most packs nowadays. We get some really beautiful landscaping items. Some of these you'll probably recognize as ones that we got with Island Living as well, but there's plenty of new ones as well, and they are so pretty. I really love some of the leaves I have over on the left side, and just kind of putting all of these palm trees around the property. And I played around with a couple of these other trees as well, but I didn't like them as much, so the one I just placed down will be going away, but I think it comes out really pretty. I was really proud of the landscaping on this particular build, so yeah, it just takes a while for me to finalize that. I just wanted it to look very lush and overgrown and kind of mimic what I'm seeing around this lot. And of course, I added some sand under it as well. You also might notice that this lot is backwards. I'm building this house backwards on the lot, and that just has to do with the lighting on this particular lot when the sun is shining. So to see better what I was doing, I decided to build it backwards. But of course, I will make sure when this is uploaded to the gallery that it will be forward facing and actually facing the street. Both views are absolutely gorgeous. I think this world is stunning. So you're gonna have a nice view regardless. It's just depending on the time of day on when the sun is shining on which side of the building. But anyway, I'm switching all of the swatches to white now, as I did change the roof color, and in order to match those roof pieces to the rest of the build, they were accented with white, so I decided to change all of the other colors to white as well, and I think it came out really cool. I think this really pops in its surroundings with that bright orange roof, and I was able to add plenty of color to the interior of the build anyway, and I think it also helps the landscaping to stand out and kind of be the focal point of this house, in addition to that really cool roof line. So just decorating the back of the house so that I don't forget to do so. I often will forget about the landscaping in the back, so I just really wanted to make sure I did that now. Of course, it's in the front, but you understand, I hope. I have it backwards, but that'll be fixed. Anyway, moving inside now to do the floor plan. It's really simple. It's pretty much just one room, and then I have a little separate bathroom off to the side. As this is a tiny home, I opted to not have a sink in the bathroom, as we don't have access to the couple of packs that we have the wall showers where you can just kind of walk over them. So I ended up having a shower and a toilet in the bathroom, and then there's a sink in the kitchen space, but it's all really close by and I feel like it's fine and something pretty realistic in tiny homes. So that's what I opted to do here. I have this like somewhat sectioned off room that has all of the windows on it. It's like a little greenhousey vibe, and I do end up having plants in there as well as like a place to sit. I just wanted it to be like a cozy living room space, and I think I achieved that. In the back, this is where we end up having our bed. It is in one room. It's all in the same room. I did think about having it separate in a different bedroom at first, but I really wanted to use the new bed that came with this pack, so I opted to have it all be more open concept and more of like a studio space on the inside, which I think worked out quite well. But here you can see I'm playing around with what curtains I want to use. I wasn't really sure what colors and patterns I wanted to implement on the inside of this home, other than I wanted it to feel cozy and like warm, but also kind of colorful. So I'm just playing around with those. I'm pretty sure I do keep these ones that are green and pink. They are really, really pretty. And I just wanted to have a nice chair in here. I end up getting the ottoman that came with this pack as well, and a bunch of plants. Some are from this pack, some are not. I believe I also get some planters in here, so your Sims can actually grow their own plants if you'd like to. And then I was playing around with the rug. I didn't like that first one because it didn't match the curtains, but I love the patterns on it. It is so pretty. It just didn't really fit for this particular space. But now I'm just looking through the furniture again, trying to decide what else I want to add in this space. And I do end up grabbing these planters I had mentioned. They're just base game ones. We didn't get any new ones with this pack. And I get a base game plant over in the corner, as well as this new one from the pack on the ottoman, just to make it look like there are some things like stacked up over here. So that is what that room is going to look like. I think it's really cute. I also thought about adding like a really big base game plant, but I couldn't find the space for it. So I don't do that in the end. But here we are working on the kitchen. I do use the new mini fridge, which I think is really cute. And then getting our sink and our stove. And I think this area looks really nice. I was quite happy with it. I am going to move where some of the appliances are, kind of switch them and make a little bit more sense in my head on where the items should be. I do play around with it quite a bit. And then I'm also trying to figure out a tile in this area because I really wanted to bring in some more color, and I wasn't entirely sure how to make that work with what I already had. And of course, playing with the cabinets to see what I could fit up above this area. I don't end up using those corner pieces in the end because I really wanted to use the new shelf that we got with this pack. It's 2 shelves and they're pre-decorated. There's plants hanging off of them, and it's just a really pretty item. So of course I wanted to use that in here. And I believe this is the tile I ended up going with in the kitchen. It is so pretty. This is one of the ones that I think looks kind of like vintage inspired, and you could probably use it in a lot of homes. I think the tiles from this pack in particular are going to be some of the staples that I have in future builds. I just really, really like them. And so I've been overusing them, of course, in these early access videos. I also got the dish rack, and I really wanted to make sure I could put the sink next to the dish rack. So this is where I start switching things around and putting the sink over on that side. And then the other side is where our stove is. And I move the fridge over here and kind of extend that tile with a diagonal portion. And I think it just makes a little bit more sense. And then I was able to fit this little dresser over here, or table, I guess. It's a side table that came with the pack. I think it's really pretty. I love the painting on it, and I don't think I've used it yet. So I just used it for some extra storage in the kitchen space. So I end up having a couple of things on here. I believe paper towels, as well as this really cute elephant teapot that we just got with this pack. So I was quite happy with that choice for decoration. I think it's pretty realistic to have pieces of furniture like that around your house that is just like additional surfaces to put things on. And I don't do that nearly as often as I feel like I should, especially in kitchens, because it just looks realistic. Obviously, it's not a functional thing your Sims are going to be using, but I like how realistic it looks. Anyway, I was able to put the dish rack next to the sink. I also got a corkboard by the front door, fire alarm, all of that. And then I was trying to figure out how to fit a dresser over here. So I ended up scaling down one of the new wardrobes and putting some paintings up above the bed. And I believe we put a mirror up above here as well. Yeah. I just had to raise that up on the wall a little bit, and it matches quite nicely. And I got a little cozy rug from base game, and then we should be working on the bathroom next, I'm pretty sure. But I wanted to get a couple of decorations up on top of this dresser first. This does function just fine. It's just smaller than it normally is. I've done a lot of like scaling down dressers in the past, and they function just fine. I feel like if you scale them down too small, maybe they wouldn't, but I usually only do it by one because otherwise they look a little goofy anyway. So that's what I did here, and I just got a playa, a vase, and a clock. And I believe I get, oh yeah, I put another dresser at the end of the bed. This one's not going to be able to be accessed by your Sims, but I thought it looked nice. And it was also a nice way to anchor a TV in that space so your Sims could sit in bed or lay in bed and watch TV. And then I put a lamp right behind this divider just to add a little bit more light. And then we actually should be heading on into the bathroom. I'm using one of the new squat toilets and the new shower, and I believe I add a window in here as well. Is it this one, or do I, yeah, I add the one that has a portion of it that's open. It's kind of like pushed open. I thought that looked nice. And then I just got a little painting up above the toilet. And I think that's pretty much it for this build. I think this one came out so cute. I'm so glad that I took the time to build a tiny home, even though this is the rental pack. It's just kind of something I always do when we get a new pack. So I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified when I upload. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please let me know what you would like to see next with this new pack once I have access to all of my other packs later this week when this releases. And I will see you all in the next one. Please enjoy the screenshots. Bye, everyone.